We talk a lot about artificial intelligence, but have you ever stopped to think about how it's going to completely change something as fundamental as air travel? We're not talking about small tweaks here. We are talking about a total revolution, and it's set to unfold in three really distinct, really powerful ways.
So let me just ask you this. Is an AI already running your flight? I mean, really think about it. The answer might just surprise you, because the truth is, this revolution is already well underway. AI's fingerprint is all over your journey from point A to point B, way more than you probably realize.
So here is the roadmap for our journey today. Think of it in three big stages. First up, we've got ANI, that's Artificial Narrow Intelligence. This is the age of optimization, and it's what's happening right now up until about 2030. Then we hit the age of autonomy with AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. And looking even further out, past 2040, we get to ASI, Artificial Superintelligence, which brings us to the age of redefinition. And I really want to stress this. These aren't just like software updates. Oh no, these are fundamental, game-changing shifts in what intelligence even is.
All right, let's dive right into phase one, the ANI of optimization. This is the era we're living in right now, and it's all about what we're calling the battle for 1% efficiency. In this phase, you can think of AI not as the pilot flying the plane, but more like a hyper-efficient co-pilot for the entire airline industry, working behind the scenes to optimize every single decision. So why a battle for 1%? I mean, 1% sounds like nothing, right? Well, in the airline industry, it is everything. You got to remember, fuel can be nearly 30% of an airline's total costs. So finding a 1% saving, maybe because an AI found a slightly better flight path, that tiny little number can literally be the difference between making money and going bankrupt. It is a massive, massive competitive advantage.
And this fight for efficiency, it is happening all over the place, really on 5 key fronts. We're talking about everything from fuel and flight efficiency and predictive maintenance to how they manage revenue, deal with disruptions, and even handle all the ground operations. It's a full-scale competition from 30,000 feet right down to the tarmac.
Okay, this is where it gets really, really cool. Predictive maintenance. Instead of just waiting for something to break, AI can actually see it coming. So how does it do that? Well, airlines are creating what they call a digital twin. It's like a perfect virtual replica of a real physical airplane living inside a computer. AI watches thousands of sensors on this digital twin 24/7, and it can spot a part that's going to fail weeks before it actually does. This lets them schedule a repair before you, the passenger, are ever stuck at the gate. The ultimate goal here? Absolutely zero downtime.
And this table just lays it all out so perfectly. You can really see the before and after right here. Before ANI, flight paths were pretty much fixed. Now, they're dynamic, optimized in real time. Maintenance used to be on a simple schedule. Now, it's predicted based on actual sensor data. Pricing, disruptions, you name it. We are watching an entire industry transform from being manual and reactive to being automated, predictive, and just constantly getting smarter.
Okay, so that's the now. Let's shift gears and look ahead at what's coming next. Welcome to Phase 2, the AGI of autonomy, expected to kick in around 2030. This is where things get really, really interesting, because AI stops being just an efficient tool and actually starts becoming a strategic brain.
So what's the real difference? What's the big leap here? Well, think of it like this. ANI is the ultimate tool, a super sophisticated calculator. You ask it, what's the most efficient route? And boom, it gives you the perfect answer. But AGI? AGI is the brain. It can answer a totally different kind of question. A question like, hey, given the current geopolitical risks, should we even be flying this route at all? You see the difference? One is about pure optimization. The other is about context and judgment. It's like having a digital member on your board of directors.
And that new level of intelligence fundamentally changes what an airline even does. I love this quote. The business model shifts from selling tickets to completing the passenger's purpose. What does that really mean? It means the AGI doesn't just see you as a passenger who bought a seat. It understands why you're traveling. Is it for a huge business deal, a wedding, a family emergency? And then it manages your entire journey to make sure that purpose, that goal, is actually achieved smoothly and without a hitch.
And just check out how this could play out in a crisis. This is where you really see its power. An AGI isn't just reacting to a thunderstorm. No, it is constantly scanning global data streams, news feeds, financial markets, you name it. It can actually infer that a geopolitical conflict is about to break out,
So what does it do? It strategizes. It autonomously reroutes the entire global fleet, moving planes and crews out of harm's way, and it does all this days before human executives would even have scheduled a meeting to talk about it. It's proactive on a truly global scale.
All right, you might want to buckle up for this next part, because now we are heading into Phase 3, the final and, frankly, the most mind-bending era. Starting around 2040, we get to the ASI of redefinition. And the subtitle here says it all: rewriting the laws of travel. At this stage, AI isn't just making the industry better. It's literally going to redefine reality as we know it. Okay, just let this sink in for a second. New physics. We're talking about an intelligence that is thousands, maybe millions of times smarter than every single human on Earth combined. A mind like that could solve problems that are totally impossible for us, like the theory of everything, finally cracking quantum gravity. And if you can do that, well, you might just be able to build things like anti-gravity engines. I mean, can you imagine that? Suddenly, fossil fuels, wings, runways, they all just become relics of the past.
And let's just follow that thought for a second. If you have anti-gravity engines and you don't need runways, then what happens to airports? Well, they could pretty much just disappear. With some kind of technology like, say, controlled spatial warping, these giant centralized hubs we have today just become obsolete. Travel would become a true point-to-point experience. You go from right where you are to right where you want to be, instantly.
And if you think that's wild, what about cargo? An ASI might just calculate that physically shipping something across the world is, well, just plain inefficient. It could decide it's way more efficient to simply deconstruct an object, beam the information, and then reconstruct it atom by atom at its destination. Yeah, we're talking full-on Star Trek transporter stuff here. That's not just an improvement on logistics, that would be the end of logistics as we know it. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Let's take a final look back at these 3 revolutionary stages and really see the whole staggering trajectory of AI's impact on travel.
So you can see the entire evolution laid out right here. We start with ANI, which is basically an optimization engine. Its value comes from its speed and precision. Then we graduate to AGI, an intelligent platform that's valued for its reasoning and its ability to solve complex problems. But the final leap, my goodness, is to ASI, which is less like an app and more like a reality OS. Its value is total control and creation. And look at how the goal for us, the customer, changes. It starts with just wanting a personalized recommendation for a flight. It moves to having our entire life's purpose for a trip fulfilled. And it ends with experiencing a reality that is completely curated by an AI. The airline industry itself transforms from a simple transport provider to, ultimately, a civilization-level operating system.
And that leaves us with one final and pretty profound question to chew on. We started this whole conversation just talking about optimizing flight paths up in the sky, but we've ended up in a place where AI could literally rewrite the laws of physics. So the ultimate question isn't just what's the future of air travel, it's where does an intelligence this powerful take all of humanity next? And that is something to think about.